everybody, and welcome back to SpeedForce Racing. And we're here for the second pre-season test for GP3. My name is JB, and as normal, I'll be sat here screaming for the next hour down the microphone into your faces or ear holes, whichever way you prefer to listen. I personally listen through my eyeballs, as always. But I'm not alone, because the rip-roaring, amazingly quick Norwegian prince that is Hal is with me. Hello, Hal. How are you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing great as always. How are you?
I am exceptionally tired. I woke up from a nap about 10 minutes ago. So yes, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm also sharing the room with two cats tonight, and they're looking incredibly comfy on my bed. So if you hear a cat fight starting, then you know for a fact that I'm joined in. Um, all right, so some things have happened with GP3 other than the teams have now signed their drivers. And Hal, you've got the long, big list of those drivers, haven't you?
Yeah, I got it in front of me, and do you want me to have a read
Yeah,
for you
have a
in the
read
stream?
as best you can, my friend.
Okay, so let's start with the Mercedes, where we have both Connor and Asperik doing their best Hamilton and Bottas impression. And in the Ferrari, we have the mates of Blood and Sand and Racing Poi. In the Red Bulls, we have Sigurd and Pro Oliver. Uh, in the Renault, we will have C. Pasley and Alsan Senegal. Haas will host both Psychomich and Dr. Special Energy for this season. McLaren will have Alco and Oima. Racing Point will this season race with Jade Rios and Luke Beck. Collins and Tuan will be the lineup for the Alfa Romeo team. Primeval Rex and Hegnulf will be in the Toro Rosso. And to wrap up the Williams team, we have Vortex Krabs and Philip Tem, who will be the drivers to look out for in the Williams. So that's our grid for the GP3.
Yeah, so that is barring any drivers leaving before the season starts or anybody moving around. But I think that's pretty much set for how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like all drivers are committed, and we really want this group of guys to be with us for the entirety of the season.
So this is the second pre-season test, and we're here as Alco has joined and just a little bit too late, so he's going to miss out on qualifying. But we're here in Austria, a track which whittles down to we're here at a very late in the afternoon Austria. And this track is fairly difficult to race at. We raced at Spain, and now we've gone for a more open track this time, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. It's a fast track with the three fast DRS zones. Will
Oh, come
be
on.
good for
60% of the
overtaking.
lap is DRS here. Essentially, if you don't have DRS, you're knackered.
Yeah, it takes a big hit to your face if you don't have DRS, and if you can, it's not always the best position to be in the front of the field if you got a big train of cars behind you. So it'll be exciting to see what the drivers will do.
So as we see Alson Senegal coming out on track ahead of a few other drivers. The Renault sporting a nice. Alson Senegal is Dutch, isn't it? Yeah, there's a Dutch driver in the middle of it. Trying to remember who everyone is now.
Yeah, and by the looks of it, we have a nice grid for this race. 16 people showing up, even 16 with Alco joining.
Yeah.
I see both Sippo and Linel in the lobby, and they probably are here just for the fun of it, but I don't think they will race in the GP3.
I think come next week we are removing drivers that are unable to. Next week will be purely the GP3 grid, so no additional drivers such as Zippo and Lee. Lee was here for invites, and I'm here to sit here and look very pretty and how I had to wrestle him away from that Sauber today. I told you
Yeah,
you can't have extra running before the season ends. I've told you.
yeah.
You're not allowed it.
So as just Alco or not complaining, but says sorry that it's late and asks if he still can join, and he can. He will be on a stock setup and start or will miss the qualifying and then start at the back of the grid.
Twan putting in the chat saying, hopefully no mental breakdowns to the reference to another league where we chatted and I had a co-commentator with me and he wasn't happy that I wasn't talking to him. So I ended up just DMing him on Discord and that was a nice chat. Midway through qualifying, just chatting on that because he crashed out in Q1.
Yeah, as I see, just 2 people are going for an alternate. No, it's more just 2 people on the soft tire and a couple of guys also on the super soft. Be interesting to see what people will do come to the race.
It will be. Now, a quick note on Bugatti, who is sat in the other Toro Rosso seat alongside Premier Rex tonight. He is being evaluated versus the GP3 drivers to see whether he is worthy, whether he is timed to be in a Premier seat for the next part of the season, as Collins goes second, but Alsan sits in first with a 1 minute 5.9. He's been evaluated to see if he was quick enough to be in the Premier Division versus the versus GP2, as he cannot race in the GP2 division. But he's pretty close on those soft tyres. Premier Rex's teammate goes faster with 1 minute 5.7.
Yeah, I think we will see times dip down to maybe 5.4. Would be my guess, but might see some quicker times, and yeah, you never know.
5.4, Hal says. What does Zippo go and do?
5.2.
That was not in the script. We don't know what to do. It's not on the script. Oh! It's alright. We're not that reliant on the script. What's the next line, Hal?
I can't remember. I'll just read it.
Oh, God's sake.
As we see Pro Oliver crossing the line and getting in P3 as with a 1:05.8.
And we're looking at his teammate. There we go. Seamless transition. Thank you, script. With his teammate Sigalt on the stream, he's coming around to test his Red Bull out for the first time. Obviously, these are the new teams. The drivers are all very happy to see all of this.
Yeah, I think it's a good lineup, and hopefully it'll be a close fight in the Constructors' Championship this season as well.
GP3 will be mega entertaining. Sigard almost matching his teammate to the T, except for the fact that he was a little bit slower. And by we say a little bit slower, it's not much slower, is it? Look at that.
Yeah, it's really close between them, and it's just a couple of centimeters going into one corner, and you can lose as much as what's between Pro Oliver and Sigurd at this point.
Well, we will obviously see that come the start of the season, we'll be looking at the drivers going back to 50% race distances. So the short 25% races we have in pre-season testing will be washed away and sent into the ether of watching them go for longer race distances. And that'll be good to see how these guys can perform over that more endurance level race rather than the 25% race they have a week.
Yeah, it's something different to do a race over 50% contra doing one at 25%. You get more mentally tired after a 50% race than you do after a 25, and that could make you do some mistakes that you wouldn't do in a shorter race. So yeah, it's really something different.
Well, the last time SFR was here, we were where were we? We were here for the 100% race last time SFR was here, weren't we?
Yeah, that's correct. We actually were.
Which I actually competed on. I competed in that race. Everyone wanted me to stream it. No, I wanted to compete in it. And it was great. I finished a lonely 5th, and I quite enjoyed it. Lots of people complained about it. I quite enjoyed what I had to do.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I finished 6th. So there you
I
go.
beat somebody. No, it was a fantastic race, and it's interesting to see how all of these drivers will enjoy it. One notable announcement: still no Jade arriving at pre-season testing. So if she doesn't turn up to next week, I don't know what's going to happen with that seat.
We'll see. Hopefully, we get some communication with her and see what she wants. And if
Stroll hasn't paid her yet, so she can't get in the car. Yes, what we've noticed is that if you haven't noticed and you're listening to the team names, we're going by the 2019 names of the Formula One teams now. So Racing Point, and Alfa Romeo,
Alfa
most
Romeo.
notably. Yeah, I'll be saying them on stream a lot more. Come it. Though we've not got the 2019 game, we have to have it with that.
And we also got the Red Bull Honda.
That's a bit of a stretch. It's still the Aston Martin engine in the back of that because I don't like the idea of it being of it being a Renault.
That's true.
No, we can only go by that much. But with the team names that are so like simply, and to be fair, the Force India livery, the Racing Point livery is basically just Force India anyway. Same with Alfa Romeo, it's basically still just Sauber, so you can get away with it.
Yeah. So I'll watch this lap of Bugatti and see what he can offer to the table.
Well, why don't you take us through this lap with the full telemetry on the car?
Well, I could try. He's coming up to the slowest corner on this track, and after this, the DRS zone. I'm not really sure about the names of the corners, but I've driven this track so many times, so I know how to do them. Here's a right-hander. He's going down to third gear and getting as little as possible wheel spin, going into this fast left-hander, where he's kissing the inside and not want to run wide on the outside. Coming into this corner here, same as the last one. And after this, it's really about getting as much speed as possible into this corner, shifting down a couple of gears and getting ready to the last corner of the track, and then getting it as close to the track as possible and get on the power zone as possible. And he sets a 1:05.1, a great lap from Bugatti.
It's interesting to see. I want to see the comparison between these guys when they did it and the GP2 guys when they went around Austria, see what the difference is there. Also, Twan is requesting that you look at a message from him, apparently.
I've seen that he want me to comment on strategy, but that's up to himself, so I don't want to get into that.
No, we don't talk about strategy here. We're not like a racing league. What are we about? No, we prefer to keep strategy all hidden in pre-season testing because that's what we do. I'm going to actually look back at the Austria stream, so if I go quiet for a minute, I'm going to go find out what the fastest time around Austria was.
The thing about the qualifying in Austria was that it was a drying track, so the times weren't that quick. Because it was only just about the dry tires who were faster than the heaters.
You're right. Damn. See, he knows more about this league. Because I just completely looked at Dibush crashing. There you go, shout out to Dibush's broken car.
Well, why I remember it is that if I remember correctly, I think I grabbed pole in GP2 and also the win that race.
Alsan has said there's rain coming.
Oh, that's some entertaining for us in the booth.
It might be only entertaining for like the last part of qualifying. I think that's what possibly is hinted towards because it has got rather dark here, as Connor can only manage P4 in his first lap. Yeah, versus everyone else, but the top three have well, you see Bugatti under test, but Oliver and Zippo have raced in GP2 before. Connor, who currently races in GP2, is trying to improve himself, but I think he's going to drop down to GP3 anyway come start of the season. But yes, rain coming. That is very entertaining. I'd love a bit of rain, especially to see how the GP3 drivers do drive in the wet.
Yeah, I would personally want to see like a dry to rain race, or a different way around, because I find that more entertaining to watch, and the strategy is really entertaining. So hopefully that's what we get.
Is that what you're praying for this week? As Racing Pod goes very high out of turn 3 even. Excuse me. Is that what you're waiting for this week in SFR? Hey.
Well, to be honest, I really just want a dry, clean race in GP2 this week.
Right, where's my rain button? I left it here somewhere.
Oh!
Where is it? What happened there?
Look at that fast time from Twan.
Alfa Romeo power.
Yeah. Both him and Collins will Seems to make up the good duo in the Alfa Romeo.
Look at the top four though.
Has
All four of
Yeah,
them
it's really close.
different. All four of them, four different engine manufacturers.
Yeah,
Alfa
that's true
Romeo,
as well.
Honda, Renault, and Mercedes in the top four. And Conrad's going to ruin it by actually being in a Mercedes. Sad joke.
As Zippo just posted a time, but it was once tenth down in his fastest lap, so I think we will
Also,
see
Senegal
him
just
dip.
halved, just took off 5/10 of his time, but he has not managed to improve by the looks of it.
Do we have anyone close to the finish now?
Primary for Rex is just coming through sector 2 now.
Yeah, I think that's the closest.
That bouncing Toro Rosso with the Honda power blasting his way through, see if he can match his teammate who's under scrutiny this weekend. He has a car ahead of him that looks like a Red Bull. Austrian team, Austrian home ground. No, yes, it is a Red Bull. There's Rex feeling a little bit under pressure as he's on a lap. He could claim that he's blocked him, but I don't think he's done much. If anything, he's going to help him. Coming across the line now, Rex improves to P4, ruining my beautiful line of everyone with different engine manufacturers there. Alsan coming down, looks like he's boxing this lap. Yeah, he's boxing. And Zippo goes and shows off again.
Oh wow, that's a good lap from Zippo.
Showing off his red, white and blue helmet. Oh, red, blue and white with little highlights there. I like that helmet, don't tell him.
Do we see rain? I think we see rain on the track right now.
It's not raining. Yeah, it is now. It was not raining for a few seconds, but it is now. We might have 4 minutes. If it starts getting too heavy and drivers come into the pits and we just got just staring at a wet grandstand, then we'll probably ask them all to retire if they're not going to go out again. Or we could request for them the last 2 minutes if they go out on the intermediate tyres, see how they react.
Yeah, it will be no point for anyone to set the time at this point of the qualifying, but we'll see what they do if they want to have the experience of some rain driving, or they just retire in the pits.
We have, unfortunately, we sparked off a little bit where Premier drivers are wanting to have a try in GP3. And as a reminder, Premier drivers will not be invited to GP3. GP2 drivers may be, because there's such a little gap between them. But in Prem, there's such a massive gap between that and GP2, there's no point.
Yeah.
I think the track's getting a little bit too wet for these drivers to go out, you know? It's a little bit wet.
Yeah, it's no point really going out at this point, but I see some cars going out just to get some laps into the car, I guess.
Yes, these GP3 cars, which look oddly like Formula 1 cars, have had their meters reset. And to tell you what, SFR had to have a massive budget to buy these an extra set of 20 cars for this season. We only managed to do it for GP. We only just managed to do it for Prem as well as GP2, which was very difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Toro Rosso stops on track.
Oh. Take us through that then.
Not sure what Bugatti was doing there. Just when I said we brought new cars, no, I think he stopped to let someone through, but he was just stopped on track, which really is not how you're meant to do, like the letting people through thing. But yeah, drivers are retiring, so I'm assuming now we're looking at Bugatti. That's a very quick time for Bugatti for his first runs. He just sat there growing through puddles in his Toro Rosso. Oh, he's out of fuel, apparently. Yeah, people saying he's out of fuel. Yeah, you're right, guys. I do apologise.
Yeah, he's out of fuel. We got some people still out on the slick tires in the rain, and yeah.
Oops, clicking every wrong button possible. But yes,
Swan is going out to try to set a lap time, I guess, but I don't think it's really dry enough for him.
No, he's in now, into the pits.
Yeah.
So I think that is it for qualifying here of the GP3 pre-season test. The red light is on at the end of the pit lane. Now it goes back to green, but it is on red. Drivers are ready. Brazil this week for local. Yes, it is Brazil this week for the main league. But this is pre-season testing for GP3, and these drivers hopefully will all retire coming into the into this. Because I don't really feel like spending 1 minute 53 seconds sat here talking about nothing, or talking about spanners, because spanners are cool.
Yeah.
You heard him roll his eyes there. Spanners. Oh god. You know, that was my nickname when I was at school.
Spanners?
My middle name is Samuel. So
Right.
my granddad called me Spaniel. My mum called me Spanners. And my dad called me a word which I can't utter on stream.
Zippo's retired.
Good out. Drivers are retiring.
It doesn't really matter. It's just 30 seconds left until it'll be ended anyway. So there's Tron gone.
Yes, so not long left for qualifying. Qualifying over, the grid as it stands, we'll go through it now, is Zippo in P1 ahead of Twan in Netherlands in P2, Bugatti in P3, Pro Oliver in P4, Pro Rex in P5, and Connor in P6. Collins in P7, Mitch in P8, and Alison Senegal is in P9. Sigurd is in P8, is in P10. We'll have a look at it again in a second. Everything confirmed. I need to get off Facebook. Thank you. There it is. So, Zippo P1, Twan in P2, Bugatti P3, Pro Oliver P4, Pro Rex P5, and Connor P6. Collins in P7, Psychomich in P8, and Alison Senegal in P9. Sigurd is in P10. Outside of the top 10, and with free tyre choice provided it's not raining, Dr. Special Energy in P11, Racing Podge in P12, Luke in P13, Omar in P14, and Lee did not set a lap time because Lee is leaking fuel.
Ha. I see what you did there. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of weather we get for the race now.
It definitely will be. I think it might be a dry race, judging by the way that they were all out on dry tyres. Probably bright and sunny Austria. I've forgot my Lederhosen again. You know. What are we looking at?
Black screen.
I can just see my face in the back of my TV. It's sunny!
Oh, it's dry.
It's very sunny, in fact. I've got my sunglasses on. That guy at the top, I don't know if you got him. He's got his woolly hat on there in red.
Yeah.
He picked the wrong clothes for this weather, didn't he?
Yeah, and I see a guy with a raincoat as well, and I think it's just started the sun's out. They haven't really get their clothes on yet.
What's wrong? We're naked underneath. Alright, so the formation that will take us away now. So Zippo leads us away from Twan in P2, Bugatti P3, Pro Oliver in P4, and Pro Rex in P5. Connors in P6, Collins in P7, Psychomich in P8, Alsa in P9, Sigurd P10, Dr. Special in P11, Racing Podge in P12, Luke Beck P13, Omar P14, Lee is in P15, and Alco has just taken Lee out of the formation lap, and he's in P16. It is a McLaren as well. Alright, so only a 25% race distance, so 18 laps here in Austria. Oh, what can we expect to see from this race? It's going to be close, hard racing from all the drivers. Provided they don't get damaged, because this track is so short, provided they don't get damaged, they are fine. You know, they'll be interesting. But if you get damaged, especially in a 25% race, that is basically race over.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's my phone started playing noises. I think we'll have a great race right now, and hopefully some good battles with the DRS straights here, and hopefully some clean overtakes.
Alright, so are you going to pick one driver in the mid-pack to watch while I take us through lights out?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want me to pick for you, or do you want to pick a random number between 10 and 6?
You can tell me who to watch.
Take a look at Omar.
Alright.
Take a look at the McLaren in P14. He'll have a nice view of everything as we line up towards the start of the lap. Got Primary Rex ahead of Zippo somehow. And my PlayStation something getting very loud because it knows it's excited to take it through the V8 Fury? Sorry, the V6 Turbo Fury hybrid of SFR. Couldn't remember who I was for a second there. Alright, so we're getting ready for lights out here. There's going to be one light on in a second, because there it is. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, and then 5. The lights are out, the drivers are away.
Oh,
now!
jump start.
Jump start from whom? No, I didn't get anything from jump start, but Twan already in the lead, ahead of Zippo. Zippo almost rear-ending him, and a big cluster in the background, and Racing Podge span out. No, he's not, he's still driving, but there's big contact.
Twan is out.
What's that?
Twan is out.
Twan is in P1. Now he's in P2. Twan is trying to get... What's that?
What? On my screen he's in P16.
There is a yellow flag. We have a spinner, and that is Connor. He's been spun out, made contact with Sigurd by the looks of it, who made contact with Psychomich. Lots to do here in Austria. And now Collins has been spun around. He's almost in the wall. He is in the wall. And that is going to be trips to the pit lane for many different drivers now. And Connor and Sigurd battling with damage on the front of their cars. Now, Zippo's being tapped out by Bugatti, but Bugatti drops him round and doesn't let Zippo spin. And Twan is in the lead for the first laps here in GP3.
I'm not... he's not in the lead on my screen, that's for sure. Oh, now he is.
There it is. It's all updated again. Alco is in P7.
He's still far behind him. Oh, never mind, I'll just ignore it.
Decent at its finest. Bugatti now pressurising Zippo. Zippo running him close to the grass. Bugatti holding his line, trying to go round the outside at Rosberg and Hamilton corner. They make a little bit of contact. Zippo forcing him wide. Bugatti will not be pleased at that one.
As Luke Beck and Dr. Special Energy is having a battle, but I think Luke Beck got the way winning that one.
So
as
Connor
Alcos
is...
had a great start. He started from the back of the field is now up to P6, I guess, on your screen.
Yes, P6. Sorry, he's trying to stay out of. I think he's stayed out of mainly people's way. Sorry for most of it. But yes, we have got reasonably through most of it. We've seen Connor has had to pit early. Omar losing a position to Sigurd. I think that's down to damage more than anything else. I think he might be railing into the pit lane at the end of this lap. But Twan is still leading us away with a 1:07.4 as his starting lap, and our Racing Pod is going hunting for the back of the Haas. But we're going to jump back up to Bugatti. Bugatti closing in, trying to pass Zippo. This time goes to the inside line. See if he can give a bit of... He's broken way too late, has he? Yeah, way too late. And he's off the track, but he's trying to get back on board. And now he's trying to get his way through. Prime Mover Rex losing a position to Oliver as well. What are you looking at, Hal?
Right now I'm looking at Luke Beck, who's on the back of Alco. Alco, who's on a stock setup, so I don't know how well he can defend from Luke Beck right now, but at the moment they're battling cleanly and good, so no harm yet.
Yet, he says. That's exactly what GP3 is all about. No harm for anything. There's Hamilton saying, "Hey man," in the chat, and I think Dr. Special Energy is trying to get a run on it. But we have sector 2. We have a yellow flag. I'll have a look at what that is. It's not Connor. It's not Lee. It's not outside even. But Dr. Special Energy has lost the position to Racing Pod in all of this. And Bugatti now drawing alongside Zippo, trying to get it switched in for, whoa, big slide as he tries to get it turned in to T1. He has got it turned in. He is drawing alongside now. This should finally be checkmate. Can the Racing Point hold him off? Bugatti moving along a little bit.
Rex going for a dive bomb. Oh, he's made it. Oh, a bit of contact though. But he's made it stick. I don't know if he should let that back, but he's not doing it at least. Yeah, dive bomb from Primeval Rex.
Yellow flags in sector 3. Zippo again getting trying to get past Bugatti. Again, this is dive bomb central tonight, and everybody is pushing as hard as they can. And dive bombs really aren't the answer all the time, as Omar has to pit for broken front wing. Yeah, again, I've just seen Collins go for a dive bomb in a place that really should not be dive bombed at, and it's caused him to run wide. And yeah, it's affected him all the way through. Now he's lost the position to Racing Pod. That's the thing, you just can't dive bomb every corner here. You really can't.
No, that's not. It's not the way to go.
It's not the feasible overtake anyways. It's cool, yes, but it's a pain. It's a pain. Who's commenting with me, Hamilton? This is Hal, who belongs to me-ish. No, he lives in the Salva team normally in GP2 as T. Jonas. Collins making a move though around the outside of Racing Point in turn 1. A commendable effort there. As Lilel has retired, yep, that's just down to he's going to go pick up his misses. That's why he's not doing commentary with me. Boo, she doesn't like me. And Oliver is now been passed once more. Oliver has passed once more. Probably for Rex, trying to remember who I'm looking at. I see the names on screen, but it's like, no, they're not there.
Look at the battle with Sigurd and Racing Point.
Racing Point down the inside. Has it happened? No, it hasn't. He's up on the curb. He should really have that back. I think, no, it's still side by side, so it's all fair, another war, and there it is. Sigurd's getting back down the inside. But Racing Point down there. Pro Oliver is in the gravel somewhere around here. The other Red Bull, he is in the gravel. We have Yellow Face. He's in the wall.
Who's in the wall?
Pro Oliver, the other Red Bull. And now Zippo Antoine pull into the pit lane. Stop and go penalty for Zippo, which will affect him heavily. And both Toro Rossos are now leading this Grand Prix. Where was I looking at Sigurd? No, Sigurd pulls into the pit lane. And this is going to really hurt his teammate, who also pulls into the pit lane.
Oh, that's not good communication from the Chris Horner in the garage.
Christian Horner is going to have to wait, and Oliver is going to have to wait for them to get new tyres. The car is not ready. New tyres, new wing. And then, there's a McLaren. Oh my, getting out of the way of these guys very aggressively. And now Racing Podge has got his eyes on trying to pass Collins. Sector 3. What is that yellow in Sector 3? He's flashing up.
On my screen, that's Tom, who's going slow, but I don't know. Oh, what position is Twan in on your screen right now?
What, Omar?
No, Twan in the
Oh, Twan. He's in P8.
Still not the same. I think it's some decent from it.
So Bugatti now pulls into pit lane, as well as Luke Beck does, and Primera Rex having to carry on his wrecked tyres. He's going to carry on, but he is now leading here in Austria.
Yeah, do we have any battles right now? Yeah, we got
Alco
and Racing Boy are going into turn 1 now, by the looks of it.
Well, I've got Alco, I've got Racing Podge and Collins. I had to remember who I'm looking at here. The desync is really screwing me up as well. But now, Racing Podge pulling to the inside, going on his full attack mode, trying to force Collins out of the way. He has made no contact with him, but Collins getting the better drive out of it. And now Alco is saying, I want to play in my McLaren. I want to play. Is he going to be able to be brave enough to make a dive bomb? No, he doesn't. And Racing Podge is definitely pushing.
And Zippo's on the back of Bugatti at this point and really pushing him right now.
He is, and I think Bugatti is showing, I mean, this is a valuation race, really isn't helping Bugatti's cause. He can't race in GP2, but look at it, he's keeping up with the GP2 drivers. I don't know how we do against Prem. We might have to get him in for a second look in the Premier Division. As Racing Podge and Collins both pit, so now the race is transitioned from the track onto the pit lane. And damage as Collins, I won't say brake checked, but he got a 5-second stop and go for being forced over the line. And now a new front wing is added to the Ferrari's list of woe. Oh, that was that was unfortunate there.
I didn't catch the incident myself, so...
What happened was Collins, ahead of Alco in the pit lane, was braking for the... not Alco, sorry, Racing Podge in the pit lane. Racing Podge, unfortunately, rear-ending him, pushing him over the line, giving him a stop-and-go penalty.
Yeah, that's not the first time I've heard about that happening.
No, normally when I see that type of thing happening, I go very cautiously into pit lane when I'm following someone.
Yeah.
But now Bugatti is on the back as Primera Rex has retired in Sector 2. Now Bugatti is just past Alco. Alco's worn ultra soft tyres cannot defend him from this one. Let's see if we can find out where Primera Rex crashed. It looks like it's around here somewhere. No, his car has despawned, so we can't find out. But Alco pulls into pit lane, and that means everyone has stopped at least once here in Austria. And the leader is Twan, as I'm kicking my box.
As it looks like... Oh, as Oimas almost lost it, but catched it very luckily and not running into the wall right there.
Was that a nice big spin there, was it?
Yeah, he ran up on the curb and almost lost it.
often done as Alco is just being released from the pit lane now. The other McLaren on track is just shooting out ahead of Psychomich. Psychomich is going to be close, and Psycho will have the heated up tyres. 6 tenths separate them. Is actually going down 5. Is it going to go to 4? It does go to 4. Is it going to go 3? It does go to 3. And he does go for a dive bomb. Psychomich, who knows Alco well, has gone for the dive bomb. And that was an aggressive move there for Psychomich.
Yeah, nice move as well. And it's good to see that the drivers want to race each other and don't have massively much of respect. And that's the way we get entertaining racing.
Definitely is. Now look at that. Twan is starting to lose a little bit of power versus Bugatti. Bugatti pushing on his fastest car in the world name and going for it as best he can to try and close up. We're going to drop back down to Alco and Psycho. So Alco wants to make a move on Psycho. Is he going to have... it's so difficult when you've got a stock setup to race guys with setup, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's not fun at all, really. And fair play to Alco for racing and... Oh, as Dr. Special Energy lost it out of the slow right-hander, but managed to catch it well and didn't lose that much time.
The gap has increased and we're going to swap back here to Bugatti versus Twan. Bugatti has got his eyes on the back of the head of the Norwegian driver. I didn't see where Bugatti was from, did you?
I think it was from Britain.
We'll take the assumption he is with the red, white and blue helmet. Oh, he just got a time penalty trying to get a little bit of extra time ahead of Twan, and that has affected him. Now Twan is going to go defensive. Might be down to lag that he's being a little aggressive, but now he's gone down the inside at T1 and he is now leading his first race in SFR.
I couldn't see that move because I don't have a car racing him right now.
Twan trying to go back around the outside, but Bugatti not giving him a little bit of room, and Twan then losing in the rear end, so pushing it a little bit too hard. Now he's going to be under pressure from Zippo.
I see that Bugatti didn't get the arrest either, so I guess that it's some kind of desync for some of the cars out there right now.
I think it's just you. I think it's just you.
Yeah, probably.
At least we have the issue here. You won't have an issue tomorrow, will you?
Oh, that I would be angry if I suddenly just crashed into a ghost car.
See, I had an issue in season 2 when we got to Mexico. I had a lot of no, it was season 1, I think. I was desynced. Zippo something's happened to Zippo. He's had a 10-second start penalty added to his time for spinning, and he's got damage in his car, and he's just unfortunately understeered off and almost killed Alsan. Alsan will not be happy about that, probably reporting to the Renault mechanics, that idiot can't drive. But obviously, we assume that Alsan's very respectful of the admins of SFR.
Hopefully.
We assume so. Probably not. Probably assume wrong. Now Psychomich under pressure from Alco. Alco would have returned a dive bomb favour on the Haas. It has worked. It has worked. I saw the opportunity. I took it. I will not lie. The other
Oh, look at Dr. Special Energy.
Yeah, I was just about to say the other Haas is now going to try and make a move on Luke Beck. Haas, he got the opportunity. Oh, the puns are great tonight.
Psychomich and Alco still battling for it.
They really are. They're not going to stop those two. They're off the chain, as you will say. And then the 72 car of Dr. Special Energy, he's going to give Luke a thorough examination. I'm trying really hard tonight, if you can't tell.
Look at Zippo making a move on Oima right now.
This should be a pretty simple move due to the fact that Zippo's got such pressure tyres. But we'll drop down, have a look. Where is he? He has gone down the inside, and Oima just cannot defend.
No, it's hard when the car behind has so much pressure tires, and at the same time Oima doesn't have that much experience from racing other online people, so it was great to see that he kept it clean and not any contact from either Zippo or Oima. Alright,
so round the outside is Dodge Special here on Luke Beck. Sorry, I looked at my phone, I saw an email from PlayStation, got very worried there for a second. But Luke has tried to keep it around the outside of the Haas. Oh, big contact there, Dr. Special Energy, forcing him off the track, and he has handed back that position. Hopefully, that's what he intended to do there, because that was not on there for Dr. Special Energy.
As Zippo's getting close to Connor right now, and they might have a good battle towards the end now.
Yes, and there's history between these two, as we mentioned last week. We've just been made aware of the gap between Bugatti and Tuan, and that is showing that Bugatti is running no assists, and he's just 10 seconds ahead, 10 or 11 seconds ahead of everyone else. Even it's like suddenly stutter. Why do I stutter? So we'll see what Bugatti can do, but I think Bugatti is hinting towards possibly being moved into the Premier Division. But now Zippo is on the back of Connor. Connor going defensive into the first right-hander. Zippo trying to find his way round. And Dr. Special Energy again on the back of Luke. We're going to jump back up to see that as Zippo makes a move around the outside. If you could keep an eye, no. We'll jump back down to see Connor versus Zippo. Connor aggressively saying that he's going to dive bomb. Zippo there saying, no, you're not. I mean, what do you make of like the fake-out dive bombs there, Hal?
Didn't really catch it on my screen. I had a bad camera angle, so don't really know what to say about it.
Okay. Bugatti getting another time penalty as Dr. Special Energy does make it. Luke trying to go round the outside of Dr. Special Energy, and he should really hand back that position because he did go all four wheels off the track there, which is the rule. He should hand it back. Dr. Special Energy is going to try and get back into T1. He is going down the inside, and these guys battling. Like there's absolutely no tomorrow, but there is a tomorrow in SFR.
Yeah, it's always a new race, so you don't want to take out the person you're battling.
Luke going around the outside, he has made the move now, and Dr. Special Energy cannot fight him any longer. But Special Energy is going to try and go down the inside. He is now going to try and go around the outside. The Haas has sensed an opportunity, but it has not been able to get through. I really am trying hard with this one. Whoa, going very close together through one of the fastest points on the circuit, and Luke unfortunately having to give up the position, but he's going to keep going at it. Lap 16 out of 18.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end right now, and the grid's starting to set.
Definitely is. Closest battle on track right now in Sector 2. We have a yellow flag. Closest battle on track right now is Luke versus Tuan. Sorry, Dr. Special Energy. I know what cars look like. Shut up. But now Luke has got to try and close in with him.
Yeah.
Has Luke got enough power? Because Special Energy is on the younger tyres.
Yeah, he thinks about it, but doesn't really seem like he's getting ahead of him right now.
He hasn't really got the puff in that Force India to get close to him, has he?
No. As Sigurd is getting close to Alsan in the Red Bull.
Where is Sigurd? I'm trying to remember where he is. There he is, P6. We will jump down and have a look at that battle because it seems that Sigurd has got younger tyres than Alsan. Alsan pitting very early for damage. We are on to the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix. Bugatti leads us away with a 10-second gap. That will come down on penalties, but it still is going to be a 10-second gap. Alsan's definitely struggling, I think, on those tyres.
Yeah, it seems like that. As Sigurd is now close up with a lot and maybe be able to make a move on this lap.
He can try. DRS assistance, not much ERS left in that Red Bull. Now he's going to come up to the back of him, the Aston Martin sponsored car, having a look at the back of the Renault, who actually doesn't have a title sponsor, which is quite interesting. DRS open, that was a little bit hairy there going into there.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like he has the pace. Oh, it's getting close right now.
Going for it.
Oh, he goes for it. Oh, no.
Oof.
Oh, this is going to be close into the next corner right now. Will he have the speed? He's closing up. He's
down the inside goes Alison Senegal. People go, oh, he turned in on him.
Contact. I think he made the move. Yeah.
Sigurd is ahead of him. Alison coming back at him, clipping his rear tyre. Enough for a punch there. But the admins are now all sat up. And there's talks about if drivers are really right for this series. That's the talk, and apparently Twan is set. There's notes saying Twan is going to be GP2 pace.
Yeah, for sure. Really seemed like it at this point in time.
So we're on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Bugatti is ahead of everyone else, and he's flying well. He has lapped a few drivers, and he is going to be coming into Sector 3 in a moment. But we will keep an eye on him as we try and see if there's any battle we can just see. Here we go, back up with Alsan. He's on the back of Sigurd. He's going to pull to the inside. Connor makes a move on Oima.
Oh!
Down the inside goes Alsan Senegal. He has made the move,
Oh,
but
contact.
again, big contact there, pushing him off. And I think Sigurd's going to get more and more annoyed at this one.
Oh, he's going around the outside right now, trying it.
We've had to leave him. Take us through if it happens, because
switch back.
Bugatti crosses the line, and he is one.
Oh, forcing. No, it's clean right now. It's gonna go right down to the wire. Oh, Sigurd goes a bit wide around there.
Oh, Sigurd's off!
He spun it.
Ah! Big slide there, and Sigurd on the last lap of the Grand Prix, unfortunately losing positions heavily. And Dodge Special Energy get a 5-second stop penalty added to 5 seconds added to his time for lack of stopping. I tell you what an intense race there. And it's not done.
Yeah.
Psychomic's right on the back of Podge, and it hasn't happened. But he does pass him on penalties. Zippo right in the back of Pro Oliver, that ain't happening. Zippo, that disastrous spin has affected him. It might happen though. Oliver, they've got to run down into the line, but no, out of fuel. And that's it for the race here in GP3, the preseason test.
Yeah, an entertaining race, but with a lot of close battles, so I think we'll be happy with that one.
Definitely will be. There he is, Bugatti on pole, on top, ahead of Twan, and trying to remember who's in P3. I think it's Luke Beck. Yeah, Luke Beck in P3.
As the Toro Rosso garage are gonna have a great time tonight.
They have a great time tomorrow as well.
I hope not.
There we go, just taking him at the Alfa Romeo driver. So, with 9 seconds worth of penalties, Bugatti wins the Grand Prix ahead of Twan in P2. Luke in P3, that rounds out our podium. Then there's Dot Special Energy in P4, and Alsan in P5, Alco P6, Psychomich in P7, Racing Podge in P8, Collins in P9, Sigurd finishing where he started after a disastrous last lap in P10. Outside of the points were Pro Oliver in P11, Zippo in P12, Connor Satchel in P13, Oma in P14, and Primo Rex did not finish, and neither did Lee. What an entertaining way to get to the next GP3 race, isn't it? What am I on about?
Yeah, it was a great one. Yeah, for sure.
It really was entertaining.
Yep.
Though lots of controversy in a way. I think dive bombs are still going to be something that everyone will question all that. But we will leave you here tonight, and we will question. Well, we won't question anything. We will ponder much about the GP3 racing and how entertaining this is going to be. And we'll see what happens in the next GP3 race. Next GP3 preseason test. But before, as I really make a mountain of a molehill of this outro, I'm terrible at it today. We will be seeing the GP2 drivers come to the penultimate round of the season for both GP2 and Prem drivers, and the championship for GP2 is only just heating up. It's only going to get hotter, it's going to get really entertaining.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be... We have a great season ahead of us, and a great season ending in both the Premier Division and in GP2 as well, so lots to look ahead for.
So we'll ask one question to Hal before he goes. Hal, do you know the points difference you need to win the championship this week, or do you need to do some maths later on?
I'm 3 points behind Lee at the moment, so I think as long as I finish P7 or something, the fight is still on. So yeah, Hopefully, I can mount a good challenge for Lee, and hopefully not get beaten by too many points.
Well, we shall see what's happening. So, if you want to know what's happening with that, and I really urge you do want to watch that tomorrow, and that is at 7:25. I'll be going live with I don't know who's doing commentary with me tomorrow. And we'll be seeing the penultimate round of Brazilian Grand Prix here in SFR, and then straight afterwards, the day after that, we'll be seeing the GP, the Prem drivers go round Brazil as well. Are you excited, Hal?
Yeah, I'm nervous and excited.
So we will see you all next week for the next GP3 test. I think it's the final GP3 test as well, isn't it, before season?
Should be, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time for the final preseason test, and there might be a little bit more words. And keep your eyes on the YouTube channel because things might be happening there. My name is JB. Thank you, Hal, for joining us.
As always, mate.
We will see you next time for even more racing on SpeedForce Racing YouTube. See you later, guys.